we're back. Once again. Okay, what was I doing? I missed a stream, so I'm a little bit behind, but I know that we have Life Force inbound, which is one of the 3 big spells we were gunning for this whole time. So, let me get chat where I can see it. Let me get a link and post it to Discord. And we'll see. I'd kinda hoped, with everything I'd put together, that I could have accelerated the research to get to the endgame spells a lot faster. I have to say, this build is too slow to be practical. More or less everything went... Oh, fork, what is this? Hold on a second. No. I just posted the wrong link. Okay, here we go. This is the correct link to post to Discord. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Push that over there. Push that over there. Okay, because yeah, in my mind, this was going to be able to research faster. Like all these halflings, Sage Master, everything else, to get here are a little bit sooner than it took. But those endgame globals, man, you just can't rush them. Even though our research is way ahead of all the AIs. Like, we are so far ahead of the other wizards in terms of research this game. So, you know, nobody else is going to be dropping their endgames before we drop ours. So we'll at least get a feel for how much of a difference that makes. We've got a huge population. We're fairly entrenched. I would really like to get a bit more of the defenses up. And we could benefit from conquering more, but, you know, just entrenching and getting more per population point than anyone else possibly could is a rather extreme advantage. From there, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like, if you get far enough ahead, you can just do anything. Make an army entirely composed of archangels? Why not? Yeah. That's my way of saying I don't actually have an end game plan. Just whatever shows up. I'm actually contemplating the fortifications. I'm actually contemplating them. I don't want to pull the pin on that yet. But, if we find ourselves at war with anybody... Okay, how much was this army capable of handling? Let's go tackle this. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's a bad idea. That's a very bad idea. Fire giants are a bad idea. Sacred ancients are kind of a bad idea. Phoenixes we actually could take, but that would involve opening a portal that we might not want Pandora's box open just yet. Hello there, Sammy! This is Master of Magic for Windows, which I would say the definitive version of the game to play at this day and age, with the mod Warlord. And that mod does a lot. It does a lot. Oh, we never scouted this over here. Let's look in here. So, for example, this is a unit that provides wind walking to an army, which is available from... God, where is it? Hold on a second. From this species, which isn't even normally in the game. And they have all kinds of bird people units, as you can see. Also, hey, sup, how's it going? Okay, what was this army doing? As I said, having missed a stream is gonna kind of throw me a little bit. Okay, look. All of this obviously lives here. And that leaves these three as being... I think I fought somebody here, didn't I? Alright, anyway, there we go. You got the Mithril, oh well, chuck that bowman in there. Okay, there we go. That shouldn't have too high of a maintenance cost. And be a pretty solid defense. And now you lot can consider... Oh, you know, you might be able to take Death Knights, depending on what else is in there. Stone Giants might be doable as well, especially outside of their nature buff. Oh shit. Well, this army's done. No matter what happens here, they're not coming back. Okay, alright, I have miscalculated. Let's see. Well... Yeah, well, you know, life goes on. Take them out. Oh, actually, is this a good idea? If I kill everything but one, then the AI will come along and scoop up the prize. Well, we'll see what we can do. As the enemies get closer, we'll just hit harder! Yeah, stone giants are a pain. Alright, what else can we do? We could make water elementals. Crack's Call is an interesting choice. Whereas that doesn't work on those. Got Exaltation. Oh yeah, Lionheart. Oh yeah. Do that. Oh, really? Interesting choice. But now you're out of rocks. And we're not yet. Maybe I can send another Holy Mother to pick them up. Wish I could just res her. Oh no! Well, that's just annoying. What the? I said res. We got a Chaos book! Oh. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. Alright. You can go pick them up. I guess you'll wait for a couple more to show up, and then I'll send you off to who knows where. Let's see, these are piling up. Ah, good, a ghost. Okay. So we're not at war with anyone at this moment. Half our power is currently coming from nodes. Unusual for me. I'll have to check through to make sure everybody's got the Magician, Slinger, shaman, so forth. But some of my units are still in motion, so we can't really do that check just yet. Alright. 3 turns till that spell comes in. I think I should spend that time focused on Gaia's Blessing. As good as Abundance would be, anywhere there's a swamp or desert, we should tag with this. Or have I already done every single one that... Oh, here's one. No, I hadn't. Okay, cool. Let's see. If only I could get rid of this time. Wait, I got a Chaos Book now. It's possible. It's possible. If I could get Transmute to go with it, we could begin doing some resource fracking. Alright. I'm just gonna throw Gaia's Blessings around all over the place. I'd really like to get Abundance in as well, but we'll see. I bet this spell takes like 1,000 years to cast. How's our audio balance today, by the way? Visually looking at it, I think I'll adjust it slightly. Just eyeballing it here. So we should be confronted with a whole bunch of trade offers now that we've got that Chaos Book. We're not going to be... The best thing we could get is going to be, since we've got halflings with slingers and bowmen everywhere, the best thing we could get is Fiery Fury. The real spell I want is Raise Volcano, but we have no way to trade into that, and the odds of pulling it on one book, pretty low. Also, I'm still sick, and I'm freezing cold for no reason. I know it's not cold in the room. That's okay. Oh, hey, do you want to trade spells? My gosh, of course he does. I said they'd all want to do this. Alright, chaos spells. Corruption's actually useful, but not to us. I'll take Breakthrough, thanks. Keep making offers, guys. Not the Chaos Common we're looking for yet, but, you know, it could be useful. A little bit. Maybe. Yes! Inspirations is a hell of a spell, and you're offering me Animate Ammo. Gee, thanks. No, I don't really need either of those. I mean, Altar Battle is particularly good for halflings, but not really. Not really necessary. I actually think I might turn off the, if I haven't already, I might be turning off my production. And I might not even turn it back on. Sure. Animate ammo might be good. Okay, so basically, yeah, Caster of Magic, the difficulty was upped significantly. You're gonna have to lower the difficulty a few settings. I speak from personal experience. I used to play the original game on Impossible, and it got to the point where that was too easy. And I can't play it anywhere near the highest settings. This mod is the AI isn't quite as good at using all the new spells and units, so I would say that the difficulty is actually lower a little bit. Not because of the developer's intention, just because they added a ton. As for the learning curve, look, if you know Master of Magic, you can play this no problem. Every faction has been overhauled with new buildings and things. For example, we'll just look at orcs for a minute. So, orcs, assuming we build everything, we've got crossbowmen, which are an armor-piercing ranged unit with a shield. We've got higher tiers of all of them, you know, like this is basically a stronger version of swordsman. Significantly stronger. There's, should be heavy cavalry in here somewhere. Being the orcs, we get legions, which are right here. Let me see, we got hoplites. Anyway, you can see we've got more units, and then we add in all of that, and we should end up with, actually, we don't have it here. So, the next thing to know is, in addition to a whole bunch of spells, some of the spells have become more complicated with multiple things that they do now. So, I don't have the right terrain for the orcs. Different factions need different terrain to build their best building. For example, I think the academy has to be built on a hill or mountain, and the academy is the halfling special building, and I can't show you what it does here, but it provides some research. It's nice. And, some of the faction buildings are extremely powerful. They all are ridiculous in their own way. The elves, they got a tree that gives all their units regeneration in that city during battle, and as well as giving you magic power. The Clackons, they actually get tunnels, so that all their units get effectively burrowing during battle, if they can build their ultimate building. Yeah, the Undercity Hive Network. More population, and they can move around on the battlefield if they're being attacked. It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you're familiar with the base game, you'll be fine. Clackons are worth looking at for a second. So these guys got a pretty big overhaul. So they've got antlions, which are a sort of cavalry unit that burrows. They've got it's a spellcaster, sort of. A low-end spellcaster. This is like their ultimate unit here. It provides a holy bonus. That's what they do. They float around and provide a holy bonus, which is a big deal if you're a Clackon, because Clackons can't make paladins normally. So this is nice. They also kind of count as your shaman type, because Clackons couldn't purify. If you fought a Chaos Mage as Clackons, all of your cities could just be corrupted, and there'd be nothing you could do about it. Which was pretty awful, actually. I think every faction has a Purify somewhere, but you can see the maintenance and food cost. Like, normal units cost 1 food. Even really strong units cost 1 food, like the Mantises, which are really freaking kick-ass, actually. But the Maiden Queen, being a special top-tier unit, uses double food. And the same goes for the Stag Beetle as a top-tier unit. It got buffed. The Dwarves have more gunpowder stuff, whereas before they had a steam tank, or a steam cannon. Now they've got some gunpowder units. There's Goblins, Chinese, Cultivators as a faction, Bird People. What was the other faction? I know there's another faction. Something else, too. Anyway, a bunch of new factions, and every faction does new stuff while you're in this mod. It's pretty good. It's a pretty fun mod. And it's still in development, so stuff is still changing. More heroes have been added, and, there's a guy that uses 2 swords somewhere. No, I didn't hire him, that's right. Anyway. Oh, what's this? Free XP? I think I will. Hey, DC. How's it going? Oh, well, he's probably already gone. I don't know. But I'll tell you, this sick has been kicking my ass. It's been rough. It's been really rough. I'm not 100% better just yet. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Well, okay. You know, this is gonna sound really weird. So, let me finish my turn. Okay, you guys have done enough for now. We're actually gonna turn the spigot off on these guys. And you're gonna make all the other things. The only thing that would allow would be pioneers? Yeah, that's the only thing that would do? Yeah, just do that then. Okay, got another one. Alright, we need these guys in every city. Not only are they good defensively, but, they allow me to theoretically move my units around from one place to another quickly. I'm gonna keep 1 rapid response of slingers, 1 rapid response of magicians, and call our defenses solid. Okay. Pop, pop, pop. Get that in everywhere. Okay, so this sickness actually, it started on Wednesday, though I didn't realize I was sick yet. But that's when I started not eating as much, which has definitely been a component of this. I just finally ate a steak today. Still not as much as I would normally eat, but a little bit of rice and a little bit of, you know, and a whole steak has been my meals today, and that's pretty good considering yesterday I only ate about 3 or 4 forkfuls of rice. So anyway, it started last week on Wednesday, though I didn't know it until, well, Friday really. But I got really, really cold out of nowhere for no reason. Like, freezing cold. It was very strange. And I laid down and wrapped up in multiple blankets, shivering, and of all things, a bunch of wolves howled. That never happens. We don't get wolves, like, not I mean, they live in the area, but not here, like not... It's completely bizarre. Like, I've never heard wolves from my house in, like, 20 years of living here. It's just like... So it stuck out. It was weird. Anyway. Yeah. I'm not gonna go through the symptoms, but they were really awful, and, you know, a couple of family members got the same kind of symptoms, but not nearly as bad as me. So, What do I attribute it to? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what made me sick. Clearly it must be a contagion, though, if other people got it, so... Germ? But yeah, it was weird. So I was gonna eat, it was definitely in the stomach, like all stomach stuff. Man, on, I think it was Saturday, the cold hit again and didn't go away, and I was miserable up until I got a 122 bath water ready and went into that for a while. And then I felt okay for a bit. Ooh. Oh, chat's broken? Clearly it was a curse from a jealous YouTuber who knew I was their only true rival and needed to take me out of the picture for a few days. Yes. If you see somebody who rapidly rises on YouTube, you'll know it's them. Obviously. There's nothing else it could possibly be. No other logical explanation. I wiped out a random monster for you, and all you could do was complain. You're violating our airspace. Alright, let's take a look and see... Hey, buddy, want to trade? Fiery Fury, there it is. I'll give you... Oh, yeah, no crit artifact, I don't mind. What else you got? Sometimes I can use a wall of fire during a defense. It's not the worst thing. Alright, I would like... everything. I would like it all. Might as well get every single common chaos spell. Man, you offer me garbage and want the good stuff. Do we have all the common chaos spells now? We got one really important one in that mix. I think this thing is stuck. I could probably put out a couple more settlers. Population equals power. Alright, we need to target more layers and nodes. I don't know what's in here other than Death Knights. All the remaining options are each dangerous in their own way. It's a problem. I think this might actually be the safest one here. It's far from safe, but we can try. Alright, looks like we've pretty well got the road network thing figured out. Oh yeah, we could have done this with a hero stack. Ha! But can this stack pull it off? I'm not as sure about that. Yes, yes they can. I never doubted them. Not for a moment. Artificer? That doesn't really fit in with what we're doing. I don't think I can make use of that, sadly. No. Okay, you are now a rapid response unit. I figure I'm most likely to be attacked in the southern continent, so I'm gonna have you guarding down there. Alright, let's prepare an extra guardian spirit. The big spell should be ready now. Oh. Yeah, that's not YouTube being messed up. That's YouTube's rules. You're not allowed to post links in chats on YouTube just at all. They don't let you. However, there's a way around that. Try to post your link to the mod now. See if that works. Ah. Wait, what? AI generation of... You're not allowed to draw pictures of... Yeah, that's obvious manipulation right there. That judge needs to be fired immediately and that precedent undone. We really need a mechanism to just be like, no. No, that judge is just gone. I mean, I know a mechanism exists, but we need one that we can actually use reasonably to just be like, get rid of that guy, he's an idiot. Clearly. Yeah. You're supposed to watch lawyers manipulating the jury. You're supposed to watch them pulling stunts like that and immediately go, hell no. That's part of the judge's job, because lawyers will do anything to win the case. Well, it literally is their job. So, I mean, can't even get mad at them because that's literally what their job is. But it's the judge's job to keep them in order. Is it harder to dispel globals on bigger maps? If it costs more mana to cast the global, it has to cost more mana to dispel it, right? So globals should be easy to dispel on really small maps in that case. Hey, you wings! Hey, wings, I got some good news. I'll just leave that there. Let me do my turn first. If I talk while doing my turn, I'll tend to make bad moves. Ooh. Okay. 16. Oh, I can get that within like 8 turns. Yep, that's what we're doing now. Mm-hmm. Alright, how bad can this be? How bad can this possibly be? So what you're saying is, on a really big map, it's very hard to cast a global, but it remains just the same to dispel it. This could be a massive problem. If it costs you only a fraction as much to destroy it that it costs to create it, you favor destruction further and further. You should definitely pay attention to that. Alright. Let's see, what can you do? Oh, not yet, but that's definitely what you can do. Okay, what about you? We already know what you can do. Now, this is still a huge problem that might cost us our, bird. Because these guys have a lot of webbing in them. You can't do much about a water elemental now, can ya, huh? Alright, I've got 3 raised deads. Oh. We're in trouble now! We win. Success! Spiders are a huge problem right now. Transmute! We got transmute! That's something we've been wanting. I'm gonna go knock on that next. Ooh. Well, it took all 4 shots to bring down 1 guy. But they could bring down 3 more guys at that rate. Okay, that was fortunate. Add in this. Okay. No! Shit! I did it again. Twice in 1 day. Oh, well, I guess they don't care. They would rather target that guy. I'm okay with that. Well, this isn't working very well. They've got 1 volley left. Now they have to come to me. If I could get 1 buff through... Actually, I have the perfect buff now. Come to me. Alright. We've got 3 doses of raised dead. That's 1 fail. one back. Oh, no, 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 no! Damn it! I did it again! Oh well, he's fixated on something else. Well, we got half of them back. Not bad. Here you go. Alright, here you go. Guess that's fine. Always happy to find more junk. Okay, you now live here. You are an emergency response unit. I haven't started casting that yet, right? Good, because I need to do a thing. I need this on this. Okay, now you can cast the big spell. That's going to take a while. The second response unit is just about finished. You there make a quick spear. Cool. Alright, everything is good to go. Alright, so... I'm still sick, and it's not going to be this week, but, you should pick a day that you're able to watch a stream through, because, Schneider has agreed to do the, Power Rangers. To stay up and do a Power Rangers live stream with me with the one game. The one game you linked me. I still got a tab for it somewhere. Rita's Rewind. Alright, let me see. Where were we? That's a really gross marketing stunt, but that's also a way to manipulate people. Let's see. Yeah. I love gathering loot. Treasure Impact is just fun. I don't think I have it on this game, though. Yeah, the Ravenhurst Manor. That was... The art in that game was pretty cool at times. Not this week. Just not this week. I'm still sick. Not gonna hang around people. So, next week at the earliest. But I'll let you pick the day for whatever day you think would work best with your schedule. Any weekday, weekend, any day. Pick one. Even the days I don't normally stream. Rarely. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'll probably be able to find it. I think it was actually, it was a long time ago. I often forget the name of it. Oh, 6 years ago. That would explain it. Yay, I've got Fire Elemental. Roots of Genesis, that's one of the ones we're looking for. We're researching that one. It doesn't even matter what other good things are on the menu. We need that one. Alright, you guys can get on to trading goods. Yeah. This is going to get a lot more extreme as we get our spells into play. Fortunately, I'm not sure what else these heroes can take safely. Well, I don't think they can take anything else safely. They're gonna have to start risking their lives, and I can't cast any buffs outside of battle, so if I have to res them in a fight, they'll kind of be stuck that way. I kind of want to rip open the towers, but I also kind of don't. You know what I mean? Let's take a risk. Oh, they're targeting the slingers! Lucky. Perfect. I don't even have to think about this fight anymore. This fight's over. Yeah, I was worried they were going to pick off a hero. Ah, well, the prize wasn't that great, but, you know, what can you do? Alright, what's in here? Great Drakes? Oh, is that all? Okay. So, if I had more webs, but I don't. So what we're gonna do okay, followed immediately by okay. Scatter! Force them to move around awkwardly. Ooh! Oh! That was a fairly smart move on your part, AI. Congratulations for that. I was going to cast another buff. Well, you know, I could do a lot of things, like... But, you know what? I'll just do this. You're already defeated. Only lost one slinger. Got a second chaos. Okay, now we can get volcanoes. Transmute and volcanoes. Okay, that's enough of that. Alright, the second response team. No, not you. Alright, I'm going to put them down next to that. So, we are ready if we get attacked. These will continue producing to continue adding to our city defenses. But we're pretty good at this point. We need to get the rest of our city buffs up. But, yeah. Okay. Let me write that down. Here, I'll just write it in my wizardry notes. Those are to hand constantly right now. Let's see. 24th. Okay, that is 10 days from now, right? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Yep, that works for me. I'll pass it along to him, and if he has any issues, I'll relay it back, but you know, it's probably fine. It's probably work. It'll probably work. It's probably good. Yeah. Just ask me tomorrow to make sure I confirmed with him. My big Exodus video is most of the way complete at this point. The rough draft is almost done. It's got a bunch of holes in it where I need to stick stuff, various stupid things, as well as I needed to do some camera work and record bits, but I've been sick. So those have to be done and installed into it, and then I can worry about polishing it and then finally adding the sound layer. But it should be ready before too much longer. I know nobody else cares because nobody else knows anything about it, but I'm excited. It's taken me something like a month working on it, and I think it's gonna be one of my best videos. Hey there, Stephen, how's it going? Well, it's been a pretty good day for me because I've been a lot less sick, and that's been great. I can't even begin to describe the monstrosity I've made out of this video. Let me just say, you're not going to expect anything about it. You couldn't make a single prediction about what this video is going to be about. Yes. The turns aren't that bad because I didn't make it quite as big. It only becomes an issue when I put the game size to the biggest possible, put in like 14 opponents, and then tell it, and then specifically run the mods. When I stack those mods onto the biggest world size possible, that's when the turns take forever. But I'm not the biggest world size. I'm one step smaller. So we're fine, mostly. It's not that bad. If I knock out a few of the opponents, it'll be even better. But I'm not ready to do that just yet. I really would like to take those 2 cities. I really would. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Let's make 2 settlers. We'll make them halfling settlers. We'll need an extra slinger and bowman. 2 bowmen. Okay. We will need 2 shaman. Where are my shaman? I kind of want to put crossbows in every town, too. I really like armor piercing. Like, it might be my favorite trait. And a couple of magicians. There, now the cities will have their guards, everything will be great. 4 turns till life force is ready. I'm gonna crack the towers. I'ma do it, no one can stop me. Is it a good idea? No, definitely not. But we're gonna do it anyway! Boy, there's not much left of this army, is there? Well, I can't remember how dangerous that is, but I'll wait until the other army is ready to crack their tower before I find out. I can never remember the stats of the new monsters, you know? This is going to have a massive impact. This spell is going to be huge. Ah. Yes, this is actually made by the same company that made Civilization. So, I'll tell the story of Microprose for a minute, because they were my favorite gaming company, and it's always been tragic that they went out of business. They made such tremendous impacts on the industry and just great games. They did XCOM, Darklands, which massively altered how RPGs were made in the West. All sorts of stuff. The Tycoon games, they started the whole Tycoon thing with Railroad Tycoon. They invented a whole bunch of genres and stuff. Anyway, so Microprose was originally founded by a couple of guys, Sid Meier and what's his name? I don't remember the guy's name. He was ex-military. Anyway, the company started out and they did a lot of aircraft simulators and things. And, you know, that's the kind of games that the guy was into. At some point, though, Sid Meier started playing around with this weird game that he just wanted to make as a passion project. And nobody had any confidence in it. It wasn't the kind of game their company made. It wasn't what they saw video games being. It was this weird, slow, turn-based strategy game about building civilization. Eventually, it came to the point where Sid Meier basically sold his ownership in the company. He basically sold out just for permission to keep working on his game. He was gonna make his game, he was gonna release his game, and they were gonna sell. And even when he put it out to sale, even the marketing team just did not understand this product at all. There'd never been anything like it. And it was like, what is this? Who's gonna want this? Alright, well, we're gonna advertise it, I guess. It was such a massive hit that the entire company pivoted to making strategy games and intellectual games. Like, it shifted the entire company's focus forever. So, and I always forget. Jeez, there's a celebrity involved that got hit, that talked to the other guy, and the guy that's the head of the company put Sid Meier's name directly on the box. It wasn't even his choice. It's just like, oh, we are? Oh, okay, I can still make the game I want the way I want? Oh, okay, I guess that's fine then. We'll continue the story after this turn. Just stand there. Can you? Yes. Okay, good. We'll be okay. Oh no, Hurricane! I always forget that they can cast. I always forget that those guys are casters now. That's okay, we'll beat them to death with ice. Yep, I'd love to put more buffs on my slinger, but, you know, gotta keep that thing frozen. No. Nope. Okay. Alright, here we go. This is such a bad idea. I mean, these things can't fight back at all, but... Alright, we've opened Pandora's box now. Oh hey, we found the One Ring. Ooh. Yeah, sure, why not? What could go wrong? Alright, good work. You can retire. Since we've already opened Pandora's box, we might as well open another portal. But we'll do this one in somebody else's backyard. Yes. Alright. These aren't so bad. They're just snake butt birds. We can handle that. We cannot handle that. No, we can totally handle that. We're fine. Oh, you know what I should do? Wait, I know what to do. Add Colossal Strength. And then you heal him. I think they've lost enough slingers at this point, and ooh, Inquisition. Junk. I think we've explored most of this world. We should probably send one of these through a portal now that we have started opening them. Yep, go for the portal. Alright, you can deliver these. Turns till it's done casting. Alright, so where were we in our story? Right. Civ is a big hit. We don't have to trace out Sid Meier's career. It's long and storied, and so Microprose, how it works out with other companies like SimTech and stuff, don't ask me, but they release Master of Orion and later Master of Magic, which are basically Civilization in space and Civilization with spellcasting. And this is Master of Magic, which a whole lot of people tried to make remakes of over the years, and none of them ever were as good as the original. Whole lot of Master of Magic knockoffs out there. As for what's going on in the game, well... I don't think it's arrogant of me to say that this is the best introduction to the game on the internet. I think I can say that with confidence. Though the version I'm playing is modded and all that. But yeah, that little video right there, that introduces the game and how it works. Pretty much all the core mechanics and everything, quickly and theoretically humorously. It's actually one of the videos I'm proudest of all the videos I've ever made. Let's see. Not much. More of a support creature. What's its role exactly? Just a kind of like the Chimera, a flying melee unit. Well, I don't want to poop on the Civ games. They're actually quite different. I mean, I know on the surface they look the same, but in practice, the Civ games are all about that tech tree and the world wonders, neither of which exist in Master of Magic. Instead, you have a whole lot of magic. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also a big Darklands fan. Not a lot of people talk about it anymore, but it was a big deal in its day, and it still stands out as being different from any other RPG. Like, you can't play a wizard. It's not there. But you can play an alchemist, and you can't have a cleric. No, you can have a Catholic priest that prays to saints for different effects. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how the Tangle works with all the stuff, but Microprose put their name on both games, so they're Microprose games. I don't know. Never played Star Lords. 1988 would be very early. Oh, it can cast life spells. Okay. So it's kind of an angel then. I do have a review of the game as well, but that was some of my early work. Oh, this is pretty good here. I think I cast Lionheart on them, though, so this wouldn't stack. If it wasn't for that, though, I'd totally go for it. Hello, new friend. You live in the plane of darkness, do you? He is further ahead in research than anyone on the arcane plane, excepting myself. Those are some very powerful spells you're asking to trade in. Now that's interesting. Where's the layers and nodes? I think this has been picked clean already. Yeah, I think you can spare this. I just want somebody to plug this hole, guard the portal. This hole, however, I want to be very unplugged. I want them to experience new friends visiting their world. Dwarves. Oh! That explains the research right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, pick that up. Pick that up. I guess next turn. Let's see, what's going on over here? You guys doing your thing? Oh shit, I forgot to turn the rally point off, that's why. I'm like, where are they? Okay, that explains that. You can wake up and go this way, that's fine. You'll be picked up on the way. Oh! What a find! We can have a presence on this plane. Oh yeah, Berserk. On your medicine man. Genius. So it looks like somebody was playing... I'm guessing they were playing Troll and some neutral... How in the world did Spearmen take your city? How did you let that happen? It's inexcusable. Oh well. Oh boy, yeah, we still can have a pretty good population, even though it's a bit of a fixer-upper location. So we can get rid of all that nasty desert and make this into something. Actually, what we're probably gonna do is put Guy's Blessing here. 2 turns. Okay, so it was the Trolls that took the Draconians. So somebody planted Draconian seed, the Trolls took it. I'll need to scout around a little more, but, I think I understand. Hey, could I get another bird? We need a bird right now. Right this instant. Alright. One more turn, and then we'll see the impact of life force. Will last until the end of time. I think so. How many streaming projects? I think you mean how many games am I streaming? 2. At any given time, the answer's probably 2. Although if we don't finish the Rita game in one go, well, we'll see. I usually have somewhere between 1 and 3 idle games that I'm also playing in the background, but I don't stream them, I assemble them. So at the moment it's Idling to Rule the Gods, which is running out of things to do, and Unnamed Space Idol, which I'm also running low on things to do, but I have a massive backlog of videos to make, which is something I did not do the last 4 days, instead spending all my time in bed. Yeah. I insist that Civilization 4 was the peak of the Civ series. It really was the peak of the Civ series. And the mods for it are so good. Man, Realism Invictus is such a good mod. What a mod. And the sci-fi mod, you could basically play Master of Orion. The Civ 4 mods just turn Civ 4 into Master of Orion. There's the fantasy one, which I've barely dipped my toes in, but has crazy mechanics you'd never see in any other game. I mean, there's literally, like, one of the playable, the playable factions are insane. One of the factions literally is demons. They don't show up at the start of the game until you've reached a certain level of apocalyptic-ness. And every time an evil creature dies, the demon population increases, or they get a new unit. I don't know quite how it works, because I've never played as them, but, like, What a fascinating idea. Imagine a multiplayer game and one of the players is playing the demons. If they go and they kill an evil player, like, everything that they kill is just increasing their population and letting them spread more cities and get more units. But on the other hand, maybe they want the evil players to keep populating, so maybe they go after the good players instead. Like, what a weird thing to do. There's the one faction that's limited to only having like 4 or 5 cities, but they're dragons. Straight up dragons? I don't even know what they're like. The only one I played were the elves. And the elves... Oh man, it was so ridiculous. You have a global spell you can only cast one time during the game. And for the elves, all of their ancient forests basically turn into new growth, and they get a unit of Ents in every forest tile. I'm playing the elves. Every tile is a forest tile. So one of the enemies declares war on me. They're pushing into my territory with their giant armies. Like, they've got everything. All of my trees get up, destroy their armies, and go take nearby cities. There was a limited number of turns before all the Ents die. You only got, like, however many turns with them. But still, you cast your global spell and just end a war and destroy your opponent without actually losing. Well, all your cities are now regrowing, which all your forests are now regrowing, which is, you know, a big debuff to your whole empire, but they grow back. And you just destroyed somebody's entire offensive. And there was a way to get your global spell back and cast it a second time. So of course I did that a second time. Like, you even, as long as it's somebody nearby, you can totally take all the bordering cities and everything. It was just great. I had so much fun with that. You should have one more bow. Okay, it's still in production. Well, I'll just take this one then. Harumph. Okay. Alright, here's our new scout. Is that another city ready for the taking? Wonderful. Oh, no, not on repeat. I didn't mean that. You've already got 2 of them? Well, you know what? You can have an extra guard. You're an important city. Alright, the settlers are ready. I'm gonna need to get guards here. And now I find that's the trolls, is it? Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, Draconians. Okay, so you're a Draconian Empire. Don't know where the other 2 wizards are, but I bet he's the strong one of the team. And fighting him would be a pain in the ass, because he's got Dance of Death in play. Alright, Life Force is coming. Alright. 763 is our current power from cities. 763. Let's see what this does. I did not like Civ 3. I really didn't like Civ 3. Civ 3 was kind of a Katamari of bad ideas. It's got its fans, but far less than any of the other titles in the franchise. Most people are either fans of 2 or 4, and I'm not sure which of the games that came after people are into, because now we've got 5, 6, and 7, and I don't know what to say about them. I mean, I played 5. It was okay. It had a few interesting ideas. But I went back to 4, so I guess that says it all, right? Now, 4 came out at a good time. It was, at the time, I felt like all the games were pushing to be simpler and simpler, and I was never gonna get deep, complicated games like Master of Magic anymore. Like, the whole industry was like, simplicity, the casual gamer, yes, and all of a sudden, I got Civ 4, and it was incredibly complex and deep, with all kinds of just stuff going on in it, and I was like, whoa! And, as I understand, that was the game when Sid Meier, I didn't find this out until way later, but that's when Sid Meier finally got the rights to his own series back. He got the rights to Civ back, and he went and he made that. And he's just like, yeah, let me show you how it's done. The opening is so good. The opening music, I don't know why the later Civ games don't have an opening like that. They have... well, they have opening cinematics. But I don't know what they're thinking with them. Oh, that was my opinion. I thought the first Master of Orion was superior to number 2. Not to say number 2 isn't an interesting game. It was. I liked that you could mix 2 different factions in the same planet. That was interesting. There was a lot to like about it. I could definitely play more of it. But Master of Orion, the original, it captured my imagination more. There's no reason that they couldn't make another game like Master of Orion and go further. But for whatever reason, the fan spiritual successors just keep not working out. I don't know what it is. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. It was 763, right? I'm trying to hold a number in my head while having conversations, and I really am curious to see the impact of Life Force here. Because I'm going to be comparing it specifically against Roots of Genesis. Here it is. It hasn't quite doubled our power, but it almost doubled our power. It almost doubled our magical power. The nodes don't even matter anymore compared to the cities. Yeah. Okay. Every point of population is more power. Look at the life force. 21. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna put in a couple more cities. Hold on, we need to look at another metric. What do you think? I can't see. It actually doesn't show up in the thing. It's not even being measured, so we can't see what it did to the charts. That's okay though. Alright, I'm gonna borrow you. You need to deliver. Let's see, we'll put one here. Yeah, I'll put that there. Okay, he can stay there. Alright, we're on the hunt for more layers and nodes, and this place really has been picked clean. Look at this. Djinns. Djinns are bad news. They can cast things that make them immune to my ranged attacks. Definitely want to pick up every population point I can. Alright, we have cast... We have never cast Just Cause. I don't know. Oh, I got a bunch of things to do, but let's get Just Cause in play. Should have had that ages ago. So our casting skill is skyrocketing at 4 points a turn. Roots of Genesis come in 7 for our next giant super spell. Do you think we'll find Enlightenment? I don't think we could be so lucky. Metroid Prime? How? How did he get to Nintendo? That doesn't... No, he couldn't have done Metroid Prime. So, Metroid Prime was made by the guy who made the Metroid series since Metroid 1. I forget his name. He composed all the music for the game and wanted to have an organic sound. He composed the music while riding around on his motorcycle. Don't ask how. I don't know. Anyway... He made all the games up to Metroid Prime. Then he died. And Miyamoto himself stepped in because this was his friend, and Miyamoto finished Metroid Prime. So, if the Steven guy somehow got in on Metroid Prime, that would be weird. But it would have still been and he would have been helping out with other people's projects. But that just seems very strange and unlikely to me. Nintendo is a very insular company. I don't understand that. That's weird. That's really weird. Get rid of this crazy guy. Or you all quit. Yeah, I played Metroid Prime, well, fairly recently, within the last few years. In that brief window where I thought Nintendo was getting their shit together as a company. Anyway, it's pretty good. I only had an issue with one mechanic, where you're supposed to roll back and forth to build up speed. Everything else about the game was pretty good. Well, actually, towards the end, it wasn't that great. The first, I think, 2/3 of the game were fantastic, and then towards the end, not so great. Countless meetings and conferences, numbering the emails. Well, the hexagonal thing was what they decided to do. They decided to do both of those for Civ 5, but the mods, specifically Realism Invictus, So it remains it remains square tiles, which I'm fine with. I can play with hexagonal tiles or square tiles or some other weird variations I've seen. But the stack thing, what he did, what was done with the Realism Invictus mod is perhaps the best compromise I've ever seen. After a certain number of units, you start getting overcrowding, which is a debuff. And the more units you stack, the bigger the overcrowding debuff becomes, until it gets really, really bad. It starts out just with your units not being able to heal very well and stuff, and it turns into massive combat bonuses when you overcrowd past a certain point. But, it doesn't stop there, because there's another aspect to the system, which we'll talk about when I finish my turn. I guess we're going to plant this next city here. Okay. Go, 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 go. See if we can get through that. Okay, you can live there. You can sit there. Uh-oh. No. Turn the printer off. That's enough. Three fire giants? We can do 3 fire giants. Hello, what's all empty here? We still need to put Fiery Fury on these guys. Oh, that's insane. They go from 10 to 15 melee attack with this somehow. It's only supposed to go up by 3, but look at this. The moment I cast Fiery Fury, their melee went up by 5. Their range only went up by 2, which is correct. But yeah, they can melee like champions when I put Fiery Fury on them. Oh right, Jids. Yeah, no, we don't want to do anything with them. Definitely don't want to pick a fight with that. Cloud Giants are bad news. Lizards. Yeah, he's been taking all the layers and nodes over there. Okay, so the other aspect of the combat system that dovetails perfectly with the overcrowding is support. If you build an army, let's say you have, let's say you make some infantry, you make 3 spearmen, and then you put 3 cavalry with them. Each cavalry provides a cavalry support. So when the infantry are attacking, they get buffed by the cavalry. If you decide to add a few reconnaissance units, a few scouts, now your infantry have reconnaissance support. Add in some artillery, like a couple catapults. Now they've got now they've got siege support, scout support, or reconnaissance support, cavalry support. The infantry are going to fight really good. Thing is, you're juggling these support against the overcrowding. You can never have it all. So you're sculpting the armies, putting together, and you'll have armies, you'll have a second stack following them that's a support army that replaces lost units, it works very well. It plays very well. It's interesting. It adds a whole ton to it, and you know, there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of detail in it. Obviously, like a low-level reconnaissance unit provides nothing to high-level units. They have to. It's based on how much their attack power is, their strength value. So, you know, you can't just make a couple ancient scouts and expect it to do anything for your tank columns 1,000 years later. In naval, it got the support became a really, really big deal in naval battles, where you want to put aircraft carriers and battleships and destroyers and different things together. You really needed the destroyers to keep you safe from submarines. Yeah. Anyway, you'd put together fleets. Whereas, you know, if you were playing vanilla Civ 4, you'd never put together a fleet. You'd just keep building battleships. And you'd stack all the battleships on one tile, and that would be that. It was such a good mod. As I said, I really liked the first I guess 2/3 of the game. It's been a little bit, but I remember really liking the first parts of the game, and then the last leg of the game I remember being poor, not being nearly as good. So presumably the end of the game was made after he was fired. It's crazy that he got to work for Nintendo, though, on one of their mainline franchises. That is very unusual. And he worked too hard for the Japanese. Holy crap. Ah. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'll spend a little mana, but I don't want to waste too much on this fight. There we go, problem solved. Probably should have just had the bird cast that. How dare you peck my bugs to death? That is forbidden. Earlier on, we were holding on through most of these fights by the skin of our teeth. Now it's just kind of like, it's fine. Not even have to think about it much. Okay, this needs to be returned. Okay, we need to cast Sanctify upon you. Okay. Okay, everybody gets one of these. You get one. Let's see, who else needs one? You get one. I can assume the one up here hasn't gotten one yet. Yeah, you can just have that node, it's fine. I just want the treasures. Nope, that would be bad. Or should go back and take that. Oh yeah, we need to cast, we're working our way through the Gaia's Blessings. And now we've got these two places that desperately need to start terraforming their territory. Oh, right. Also, this city has 0 guards right now, and that... well, that can't be good. I'm actually gonna have to summon something over there, I think. I'm not sure what I can summon that would... well... see, if I had a stone giant, I would be happy to drop that in. I should try to trade around and see if I can find Ray's Volcano. Once we get all the abundances up... oh, we've got a big spell coming, actually. We're not in a hurry on that Ray's Volcano, actually. It's going to be a little while before we get to massage our territory. With Transmute, I can set up some Adamant troops, though. But will that even be necessary? I'm curious to see what Roots of Genesis does. Life Force is pushing like 600-ish right now, which will keep growing over the game. How big do you think all the forests are? It's funny, because Roots of Genesis will keep growing additional forests, but I don't think it really matters. Like, the growth is real slow, whereas, oh, hi. Whereas, the population growth, I think, has far more potential to get bigger and bigger. I don't think he did. He didn't mention anything to me. In a garage. Huh. No, I was just talking to Snyder earlier. No, wait, who was it I was talking to? I was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody about, he had encountered, oh yeah, he was playing Final Fantasy 1. Yeah, okay, I know who it was now. Yeah, he was playing a remake of Final Fantasy 1, and he decided to solo the game as a red mage. And they fixed one of the bugs in the original Final Fantasy. And it actually makes the red mage almost worthless. So apparently, in Final Fantasy 1, intelligence was supposed to make your spells do more damage. But it didn't do anything. Because of a bug, it did nothing. So, whether it's a red mage or a black mage casting the spell, it'll do the same damage, because it just does whatever the spell does for damage. And it's just like that all game, and I never noticed that the spells lacked any punch. The spells were perfectly powerful and good and all. So for the remake, they rebalanced the spells, and then they made intelligence work, and of course the red mage has, well, not the best intelligence score, because he's, you know, good at everything, master of nothing, which ended up making all of his damage spells really bad, apparently. Like worthless. Uselessly bad. He'd be better off just hitting things with a sword most of the time, he's told me. But we ended up in a conversation about how so many old games just had terrible game-breaking bugs. Like, it was so common. Nowadays, of course, they'll just put it out a day one patch. But back then, they just shipped so many games. Like Wizardry, the original Wizardry famously was, your stats would go down when you'd level up a lot of the time. It's crazy to think about, isn't it? Well, next turn we're going to start casting our next big spell. Looks like we've run out of time. Oh crap, I really do need to summon something here. Alright. What are we summoning? Oh wait, I do have Stone Giant. Okay, yeah, that'll secure the city. I mean, it's not a perfect solution, but it's good enough. It's definitely good enough. Okay, there you go. Go there. Alright. Lizards! Oh yeah, I can take care of lizards. Yeah, I'll do that. I saw 2 neutral cities when I first popped in, and I was kind of expecting more of them, but I guess not. Okay. That's fun, I guess. Nope, it does not. Actually, it was CeraVe who removed that cap. When he made Master of Magic for Windows, he recoded the whole game, and that let him get rid of all of the limitations. Because before, when it was just a mod, there were tons and tons of limitations that could never be undone. So finally, he just recoded the whole game and called it Master of Magic for Windows, and that's what we're playing. It's way more mod-friendly. And, well, he removed all the limitations he wanted to remove, but, there are still limitations. Anything I guess he didn't care about, kind of just left it the way it was. But that's okay. He did a great job. It is the definitive way to play Master of Magic, in my opinion. Alright, Roots of Genesis time. You know, he actually has been commenting on the Wizardry 7 videos. I haven't seen him comment on any of my videos in years. So I don't know. I mean, he's not touching anything Master of Magic related, but, you know, he's still around. Yeah, it was nice. You can always comment on his comments. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take that deal. Oh, man. So I think what we're probably going to do next time is we're probably going to vote. I'll set up a thing for nominating someone maybe tomorrow or the day after for DOS strategy games. Because this will probably be the last one for this game. Once I get Roots of Genesis, I'll be able to see the impact that happens, and we'll talk a bit about my thoughts on this build. But I'm not satisfied with it. And we'll talk about why. Why I don't think this build would work very well on higher difficulties. But yeah, I'll probably... Maybe I'll just put the video up tonight before I go to bed. I could do that. Anyway. I'll decide later. It depends on how exhausted I am. I didn't even make the full stream last night. Yeah, I'm still holding up pretty good right now, though, so... Yeah. There's so many I want to play. Oh, man. Oh, so many good ones. I'm kind of curious about that one you said with a Star-Lord, I think you called it. Kind of curious about that. But I have fond memories of Castles and Castles 2. And I'm curious about the sequel to Warlords. Curious about that one. You know, there's a ton. There's a ton of them I'd like to try. Okay. Ooh, it's even bigger than Life Force. Yeah. Oh. I was gonna take that. Ooh, look at the new airship. It's a Zeppelin. It's got a very powerful cannon on it. It's got an awful lot of hit points for a balloon. Don't make me get the dart monkeys. Balloon needs to know its place. Okay, that's an easy one. Alright, go take that one. Exploring. Still haven't found the other two wizards. Somehow. I don't consider this an adequate defense, but... I mean, they can't really do much else, so... well, maybe... Just real quick... Pop that in. Okay, now do the big spell. Yeah. Once we get the farmer's market, they can just do housing. They'd be able to produce settlers soon, which would result in more population, which would of course result in more power. Yeah. Where were we? Lords of the Realm 2. Guys, we need to just find the Fountain of Youth. We're gonna need more time if we're gonna get through all these games. We're gonna need a lot more time if we're gonna get through all these games. I figure... I can't even estimate how big Roots of Genesis is gonna be. But this is gonna be a huge piece of information, getting the comparison for when I decide future builds. If this turns out to be significantly more powerful even than all the population I got... I don't know. Okay. Roots of Genesis is Armageddon for trees. Where Armageddon destroys the world with volcanoes, Roots of Genesis, the trees. You can't stop the trees. They grow everywhere. Everywhere! Does your faction need desert? You better hurry and build your special building, because it's about to be plowed over. There won't be any deserts anymore. The other thing Roots of Genesis does is it gives you 1 point of power for every tree in the world. Every single forest tile gives the caster more power. Which is absurd. And we're going to see how that compares specifically against Life Force, which gives every point of population I own. Yeah. Basically, we're just all about life. Trees, people, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it gives us power. What's that? This desert is the natural habitat of an endangered... Don't care, it's trees now. Swamps? Trees. Grassland? Trees. I think the mountains are safe. I think the mountains and the hills are the only things safe, because there's no forested hill tile. Civilization had forested hills, but we don't have forested hills here. Hills are all bare. Oh, we met one of the other wizards. There's only one left. Oh, hey, we got the one spell I was wanting. Cool. Well, I'll take it. Alright, you're looking lovely. Man, I wish I had the time, because abundance on all these cities would increase their populations by a whole bunch more. And when you add that in, man. my halflings just devoured those unicorns. What? I didn't even know I could change their names. Oh. I don't think you could handle that. But I might be able to find someone who can. Oh. Chaotic. A crazy person, huh? Here are the secrets of having your very own Gorgons. He enjoys hurricanes, huh? Oh, that's good to know. Archliches, fire drakes, fire giants. Maybe we should get our heroes down to that area. Okay, after that you should be able to do housing, everything should be fine. Orc food. Okay, there we go. Plenty of food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns away. Well, well, well. I've actually been practically a pacifist. The only times I fought anyone is when they attacked me for the most part. For the most part. When playing halflings, you don't exactly have the tools to be the aggressor. But I do have 1 orc, 1 elven, and 1 bird city. And I've got Raise Volcano and Transmute. I could definitely brew up something horrifying. Oh, great worms are amazing. But, I'm unlikely to summon anything much. I've got, like, so the build is all about population equals power, and I'm also doing the Roots of Genesis thing. And, I need to cast a whole ton of spells that work with that build that will keep making that build stronger, feeding into itself. And, well, I'm not at war with anyone, so I don't need giant worms right now. Yeah. They're great. Personally, I've always preferred the Colossus myself, but I'm a huge fan of ranged units. I like shooting at things rather than, you know, meleeing them. But great worms are easily competitive for the strongest summon in the game. I think the only endgame summon that completely destroys the worms is probably Great Drakes, which, you know, I mean, they're freaking Great Drakes. They only do one thing, but they do it really well. And Demon Lords, because, you know, flying and shooting. What can you do? But if I'm playing with heroes, I usually avoid the worms almost more than any other monster because they will just erase your heroes. Welcome back, sup? I can't even imagine how a city gets to 44. You'd have to be wrapped completely in rivers and then have abundance put on it or something crazy. Oh, uh-oh, you're a bit dangerous. Well, that river slows them down a little bit. Oh, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. Target the spearmen, that's right. Alright, gone. Hey. Don't ignore them. Ugh. Volcano. Planetary mastery. That wouldn't be much. Doubles the power of all ores. That's new. Huh. Consecration? Crusade is a top tier spell. Flame Strike gives me something I can't currently do, though. It's a pretty potent effect, too. Alright, look at this. They'll be gaining a population point, like, almost every turn. Five turns. It's almost there. We've made our lands a fortress, so nobody's gonna be able to, oh, great Gaia Lord, easily unseat our cities. Man, I'd love to sling abundance on all of these. Still going up by almost 4 a turn. Our casting skill is absolutely skyrocketing right now. What it would be like if I put it all into research. Oh, Star Trek 4? Where somehow glasses were put into an infinite loop. No, you're not getting that one, buddy. Ugh. I'd really like right now? Potato chips. Darn. I don't have any. Oh yeah, I don't think I finished that bit of the story. When I was sick, I tried to take a clove of garlic and treat it like a grenade. Chop it up and throw it in there to see if that would fix whatever's going on. And I went and I found my garlic, and it was... Well, it had been sitting out for way too long. It was completely dehydrated. There was no weight. It was like mummified. And I was like, oh no. When was the last time I bought or used garlic? Oh no. It's been years. Well, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna buy garlic tomorrow. I need to remember to do that. Because I'm still gonna treat my body to it. You deserve it after what you've put me through. Well, that's cool. Why didn't they keep that in the movie? You know what's funny? The Enterprise in the Next Generation doesn't have cloaking technology. They allied with the Klingons, and yet the Federation just never bothered integrating the cloaking technology into their spaceships. I don't know if it's a limitation that it just wouldn't work for really big ships or what. They should totally have access to the cloaking tech, though. Taxi driver? That's a very odd career move for a Starfleet officer. Huh. They just choose not to use it. Well, they don't have a treaty with new life and new civilizations out in the middle of nowhere. If I had a spaceship and a prime directive to worry about, and all kinds of potentially not warp-faring species out there, I would totally keep my ship cloaked while exploring these strange new worlds. Man. Silly Federation. It's like trying to ban submarines. I don't think it would ever actually work. You can ban them as much as you like, but people are still going to use them. Oh well, whatever. I think a better explanation would have been our sensors got better and cloaking tech doesn't work anymore. There's no cloaking tech that can fool our new sensors that we've figured out. Oh, okay, well, fair enough then. But a treaty? I'm dubious that would really have worked. Four turns! Tomed incident? Tomed? Well, shit! You need to put that on all of your ships right away! Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's the tech you need right there! Read between the lines. What? A treaty with the Romulans made them decide when the Borg are literally destroying our civilization, we shouldn't use technology that would be highly effective. I don't know what lines I'm supposed to read between here. If you could literally make yourself immune to enemy weapon fire, I mean, why wouldn't you? The Tomed Incident. It's the focus of a novel. A false flag attack. Okay. Didn't the Borg almost destroy the Earth? Or am I mistaken? I need to try to trade with Ariel. She just got a powerful spell. No, that's not what I want. I want enlightenment. That was the third spell in the Trinity I was after. That's the one I want. Give me that one and I'll trade you almost anything. Actually, I would probably just give you anything. I don't care. You can have whatever you want. I'd give you 2 spells for 1 if that was a thing. Tree of Knowledge. My gosh, you're so far behind. Oh no. You're basically out of the game, buddy. I don't know. I think the game's between Merlin, Ariel, and me. Although, Dark Blue has a lot of territory as well. boy. Well, he's chaotic. So, what do you expect? Alright, we can now dispel some of these... Oh, phoenixes. Now that would make your defenses crazy. Along with a good melee unit, which is still missing from our defenses. Oh well. No rush. Alright, the road network's pretty well complete. Ah, yes, Maiden Queens for all. That is a component I would love to get into all the defenses, but I doubt I'll ever... It would be great, though. We didn't check that volcano. Or that one. Yeah, I don't know what that guy thinks he's gonna do. Oh shit, that's right. They could do that, couldn't they? Crap. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You gonna be like that? Crawl on your bellies. That's right. Crawl. You know, just hold the healing. Now, okay, wasn't quite expecting you to do that, but fair enough. Alright, they continue to do their job. 3 defense. Yeah, that's a little better than this. There you go. It's a heck of a mountain range you found there, and what do you got? Oh. Well, they're guarding those diamonds pretty well, I see. Yeah, we won't be stealing those diamonds anytime soon. I do not. It's possible my mother owns such things, I wouldn't know. But I do not. That just means that you have to be decisive in how you use your tech advantages on them. Use it when it counts for the critical battles, and leave no survivors to report what they've seen. I don't know. I only know about photon torpedoes. I don't even remember quantum torpedoes. It's been a long time. I've been showing it to Snyder, but we only got through Season 1. We're only just starting Season 2. Deep Space Nine isn't exactly firing a lot of torpedoes. Remember, I watched these shows back when they aired, and I didn't see every episode either. I would have been young. I would have been real young back then. I also didn't see the later seasons at all because we stopped having television at some point. And Deep Space Nine, I believe, would have been running. I'm sure it was still running when we stopped having television altogether. Two turns. We're almost there. This is risky. Oh, I forgot they could throw fireballs. That's way worse. I was just thinking about those two jerks in the back. How many fireballs you got? Okay, but they're only one. Okay, that's fine. I can work with this. Alright, try. Darn it. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's the firing line. Oh, wow, that got through? Oh, perfect. Alright, awesome. Oh no! No, 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 no! I keep doing that today. I never do that, but today, over and over again. And that cost me! I would have to rebuff them. Didn't get away with it this time. Charm of Life! A very potent spell. Yeah, I'll take the invisible hat. Alright, go seeking that way. Come on, guys, find the last wizard. That sounds like a Cisco line. Next turn we have to see how much power we've got and see just what the new Roots of Genesis does. I've never cast it since it got upgraded to give you power from forests, so I have no idea what to expect. I'm looking at the map though. Look at how much of this map is desert. That's a lot of desert. That's a lot of desert. Well, we shall see. There's no reason that you couldn't. If you don't mind your forests being overwritten by volcanoes sometimes, it would work just fine. Armageddon tends to piss all the other wizards off, though. I view Armageddon as a losing spell most of the time. You can only cast it if you're already in a militarily dominant position and can handle everyone declaring war on you. It's actually my big contention with late game chaos. Early game chaos is great, mid game chaos is great, late game chaos is, okay, time to piss everybody off. And that's just not the best strategy. But they can just straight up tear the world apart, so, you know. Yeah, I've wondered if I could get away, if I picked Charismatic and Sorcery to get Aura of Majesty, if that would be enough to get away with running a spell like Armageddon and still being friends with everyone. Like, if I could make a game where I was just everybody's friend, and then just slowly melt the entire... Just slowly microwave the planet, and ruin everybody. I've never tried that one, but I've thought about it. Okay, this place is... Yeah, I have places that don't have magicians. I definitely need to double check my defenses. I'm not gonna bother though. But I should be worried about such matters. Ah, crap. Well, that's not good. No, that's definitely not good. The resistance is 10, that's okay. Well, it looks like we'll be okay. Yeah, we got through that. We're still exploring this world. That's how big it is. Alright, this is the last turn for Roots of Genesis. Ah, crap. Just as I got within reach of it. Yeah, we kind of got everything being taken. You go look that way. Gargoyles are weak. We could take that. Alright, let's see it. 1500? But actually, I don't know what it's going to fall under. I think it's going to be put under the... I think it's going to be categorized under nodes. So, we'll just call this about 2,000-ish, and that's 3... We'll just round it and call it 350. Let's see what this does to our power level! It's a shame that Mom 4W? Oh, are you talking about the remake? You're talking about the remake, right? Yeah, the new Master of Magic. I still haven't played the mod for that one yet. That's what we've all been saying. If only! And CeraVe could have made this... Well, it might have been really difficult. I have no idea, but he just didn't like the idea of multiplayer Master of Magic. Like, he just doesn't like the idea. So he didn't work and make it. Ooh, Blazing March. Master of Magic 4? Oh, this! Oh! Yeah. Yeah, the remake should have been multiplayer. There was no excuse there. CeraVe made what he wanted to make. So, I just appreciate what he did for us. Also, hey Zephyr, how you doing? I just realized you're here. How's life been treating ya? Oh, that's good. That's real good. Yeah, he was a workaholic, man. He did so much. It's crazy. Before CeraVe, all we had was the insecticide mod and the raid mod and at least one person had made a multiplayer Master of Magic. Somebody tried to set up somebody did set up a server, and I poked around at it, but we somehow never ended up doing a multiplayer game with it. It was functional, like it was working, but there were issues, and somebody tried. Okay, somebody really tried to remake Master of Magic so that it could be multiplayer. There was an attempt. I don't need any of that. It would have. It would have instantly justified its existence. It's actually weird how different that remake is from the original. Like, it looks on the surface like the original game, but the fine details dramatically alter how it's played. And then the DLC were crazy. Since your mod is very non-serious, you could drop lemmings into it as a playable faction. Literally just take the lemming sprites and put them in. And let them just be as is. That would be a funny faction. Hello? We have somebody who hates us. Let's have a peek. After we resolve this Roots of Genesis thing, because that's really the final question I had from this run. Phoenix is great, though. Supreme Light is insane. No. Oh, terrain. You're right, it's terrain. Okay. Yeah. So where... Okay. Roots of Genesis is twice as powerful as Life Force. For me. I have a pretty good population, but the population could be better. From here, I would basically try to get... I would basically be improving the terrain of my cities. Especially getting rid of all that tundra. Oh, geez, we've got Charm of Life now. That one's insane, but... They would mostly be getting Abundance and Gaia's Blessing on every city, along with Stream of Life. And this is the combination to really get your populations bigger. Yeah, all the populations would increase by 7, then double their growth rate, while decreasing unrest. Generating ever more power, since the halflings also do research, ever more research, power, and money. You can see how much a city's worth. It's crazy how much these cities are producing. She has the other piece that I wanted, Enlightenment, which would add a ton more research on top of that. If, on the other hand, we just went for this... 35 turns! Excuse me, what? We don't even have Enlightenment. Without Enlightenment in play. 35 turns. Well, we know exactly how this game would end. Boy, he just hates us, doesn't he? For no reason. We just met him. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I would basically be constantly increasing the population, filling out my defenses with these, as well as the things down there. But the defenses are pretty good. We could produce adamant here and start producing adamant slingers as well. There's a couple locations we could do that. As well as we could produce adamant here for adamant birds if we wanted. But this would be a Spell of Mastery game at this point. And I don't think this is viable on higher difficulties because it just takes too long to get to. Even absolutely min-maxing spell research the way we did. Well, not absolutely, but min-maxing it as much as we could while still getting nature life stuff. It's just too late game to get to the big spells I was after. Yeah. Yeah, Roots of Genesis are ridiculous, though. At least on the big maps. On a small map, it won't be as powerful. And the maps can be bigger than this one. This isn't the biggest map size. So it can be even stronger than this. If you go up to the final size. Which is interesting. It's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. This changes nature's late game. Roots of Genesis actually alter... This is enough of a thing that it actually alters the whole school of magic for their late game strategy. Nature is good at getting resources, but this is a whole different level. This might be the most powerful spell in the game in terms of producing resources. It's extreme. Though again, it won't work on the small maps quite so much. Oh, you could put them right here. The lemming sprites, they'd go right here. These though, yeah, these are at an angle. You're right. Didn't think about that. I was thinking about this. Anyway. Charismatics, yeah. Go for hero play. Yeah, I haven't done a hero build in a while. I love hero builds. I used to consider life to be mandatory to be heroes, though I really like regenerating heroes, which required high nature, but I've actually concluded that sorcery seems to be the best school of magic for hero play. Flight and invisibility, both of those things can be taken down, but there's a lot of encounters where they just kind of win. They can just go around leveling up and gathering gear and stuff from layers and nodes with impunity. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video. I'm actually getting kind of tired. I'm gonna make a video on the Exodus stuff, and I'll post that sometime within the next 24 hours. And I'll include a look through at it in that, I guess. I don't even know the Exodus launcher open right now. Let me open it. I'd have to sort it. Anyway, I'll figure it out and post a thing, and we'll start nominating sometime soon. I actually am tired. It's already open. No, it's not. What do we got going on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it took me a little bit to sort it into, because first I had to arrange by strategy, or arrange by, genre. And then I had to find the strategy games somewhere in this giant mess of 9,000 plus games. Let me see if I can do it quickly. It's a really great launcher, but it's not quite as zippy as you might like. Okay, sports should be just under sports, right? Strategy. All right, I found it. Here, give me a second. Oh, right. I had to use display capture. Okay. Yeah, this was the strategy game section. But it was a long section with a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff in it. This is not actually part of the Civ series. Avalon Hill is, they made board games and stuff. Yeah, no, they were around even before D&D. Avalon Hill is, let's see. Yeah, there's too many. There's too many strategy games for DOS. That's why you must nominate something. Don't some of these I'm gonna just veto. Like, you'll just use your own judgment. I guess if chess won, I would play chess against a computer. But some of these are like, yeah, come on, this isn't a strategy game. This is Bomberman. It doesn't belong in this category. What's it doing here? There's nothing against Bomberman. I like Bomberman, especially Wario Blast for the Game Boy. I really like that one. I grew up with that one. Oh, here it is, yeah. I was always annoyed as a kid at how small the castles were, though. I wanted to build them so much bigger. But apparently, it would take a lot of time and energy to build a castle. This apparently took a lot of work from my medieval peasants. Lazy bums. Build faster! I'll tell you, the music that comes out when you click on Red Alert is crazy. Alright, anyway, I need to go to bed. It goes on and on. We're only at the letter C. Like, we're only at letter C. It really does keep going and going and going and going. Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna veto Bomberman. I'm not gonna go through one by one and tell you what is and isn't a strategy game. Just know, some of the things labeled by this launcher as strategy games don't belong here. I don't think the board game should be here. I think the board game should be in their own category. Even if it's Stratego. It's... Come on, that's a... It's a board game. Put it with the board games. So yeah. There were some others, I don't remember what, but like if it really doesn't look like it belongs in the category, it doesn't belong in the category. But I don't remember what else there was. There were others though I was just like, nah. Obviously not. But yeah, definitely don't want Monopoly being... like, come on. Yeah, technically, maybe, theoretically, but no. Alright, anyway, I gotta go to bed. I don't know what strategic elements means. If it's got strategy game battles in it, then it's fine. If it's like... I don't know, I've already given the example several times, but if it's Bomberman, I don't think it's a strategy game. I think it's a Bomberman game. Their definitions of genres aren't very rigid, but, you know. Oh, man. Just vote for whatever you want, alright? I'm gonna go to bed. Until next time and every time. Hadriex signing off. Good night. I'll have a video up later when I'm a little more coherent. And we'll vote in the comments under it. Bye.